Hello there guys, it's CoolFox here, and today I'm bringing an unboxing and review of the Defier RC buggy. Now as you can see on the front there is a picture of the buggy itself, and on the side there are some specifications listed such as the battery capacity, which is of 500 mAh, and that this is also of 4.8 volts. You also have some shock absorbers as you can see in the picture itself as well, and you also have a high-speed motor, which we will talk about a bit later on in the video. On the other side you will find a schematic of the remote control itself, and obviously this does work on the 2.4 GHz band as well, which is very common in these RC cars. So you have a power on-off switch with also an LED indicator, and you also obviously have the wheel to turn it left or right, and the throttle for the accelerator or the brake. On the back you have some cautions listed, considering that this is a battery operated vehicle, so there might be some kind of accident or something involving the battery itself. And on the other side all there is a picture of the buggy. So now opening up the box, inside you'll find a little leaflet here, and it says that they will give you a free gift if you give them 5 stars on Amazon. Now this is obviously a shady tactic, so be sure to give this as much stars as it deserves and not only 5 stars just because you want the free gift, since that would mislead other customers into thinking that this is a great product. Apart from that you will find the remote control, and then underneath you will find the buggy itself. And apart from that you will find these other two dividers, and opening it up you will find a battery inside, which we will talk about later on. You have another little leaflet here just to give you a few tips on how to operate the vehicle, and also you get a little plastic bag. You will find a manual inside as well as some other stuff such as a small screwdriver, as well as the battery charger and a few other clips to hold on the body of the RC car itself. So starting off with the manual, all there is listed inside is how to operate the vehicle itself, and also how to charge the battery and hook it up for the first time. And now taking a look at the remote control itself, you can easily tell that this is all made out of plastic, and this is very cheap plastic, and also the wheel feels like it has some oil on it, since it is very slippery for some reason. So overall I am not very impressed with this remote control, since as you can see the whole thing is made out of cheap plastic. And also here the grips are also made of plastic and not rubber. So this is very disappointing to see on an RC car at this price. Apart from that, the whole thing is very lightweight, so overall I do not like the remote control itself. And now moving on to the buggy, you can see here that it does have a plastic spoiler, which is also pretty flimsy, but that is to be expected since this whole thing is made out of plastic as well. So taking off the 4 clips here, we'll take a look inside, and this is not really needed since the battery is located on the underside of the car itself. But for this review we will take a look at what is inside of this plastic body. So here you can see that the whole thing is made out of plastic, but that is fine since the plastic makes it more lightweight, so it should be a bit faster with the motor supplied. But basically inside all you will see here are a few wires, and the motor itself is hidden underneath a plastic compartment. So also here taking a look at the tires themselves, you can see that the steering column here is held with 2 plastic struts, which are not the best way to do it, since I did actually have another review of another RC car and these did snap off very easily. I will leave a card on the top right for that. But basically these struts are not that reliable, but still they should hold since the car itself is not actually that fast, and we'll take a look at that later on in the video. There are also 2 springs on the front and 2 springs on the back, and the front ones do provide a bit of suspension as you can see, but still it is not that drastic. On the back there is almost no wiggle, so these are very stiffly put on, which I am not a big fan of. This obviously means that this car won't be able to handle dirt roads or very bumpy rides, since the back ones are super stiff. The ones in the front though are fine by me. We will also compare this to the other RC car I reviewed, which as I said before there is an info card on the top right where you can check it out. And basically the other car is a bit more expensive, but it is a lot better than this one. As you can see these here are also all made out of plastic, and it is very flimsy. You can easily snap this off if you put a bit more force on it, so I would be very careful with this car if I were to use it on a dirt road. Okay, so now flipping it upside down, we will take a look at the battery compartment, and for this you will need the screwdriver supplied. Opening it up, you will find a battery inside already, and you will also have obviously the spare battery that we unboxed earlier on in the video. So in fact you will actually get 2 batteries with this, which I am a big fan of, since when one depletes you can put in the other one and continue on playing with the RC car itself. So having 2 batteries is a very good thing. All you need to do to plug this in is to put this connector with the other connector present inside the car itself, plug it in, and then put it back in. Apart from that, you will need 3 AA batteries inside of the remote control itself, which are not supplied in the box, so you will need to get these separately. So now turning on the car and turning on the remote control, you can see that the LED is constant, and that means that this is connected. Now the problems do start here, since as you can see, when I turn the wheel sideways, the motor itself for some reason keeps on working, and it produces this horrible sound which will annoy you after a few minutes of use. And this works for both ways. Now I do not know if this is something to do with my unit, but I am pretty sure that other units will have this same problem. And then when pressing the throttle, it does what you expect, so there's no problems with the throttle itself. So something that I did notice is that if you turn the wheel completely and if you turn the wheel slightly, it will produce the same turning effect. So as you can see right here, that's the whole wheel turned completely. And as you can see right there, I barely moved the wheel itself, which is not good at all, since you obviously want a bit of leeway in how you steer the thing itself. So if you want to steer it slightly, you would want the car to steer slightly and not the full amount. Apart from that, the whole thing does look very childish, and yes, this is a child's toy after all, but even children will not like the way that the wheels turn here. And also the person inside is just a plastic dummy obviously, which is very cheaply made, so they might as well not have put him in there at all. So as you can tell, after a while the sound does get very annoying, and hearing this constantly does make me want to break this thing and basically throw it in the trash, since it is really not that good. And as you can see, the acceleration is also horrendous. This is me putting on full throttle backwards, and this is me putting on full throttle forwards. So now I left the battery to charge till it is full, and basically the speed is the same and the turning is the same, so it is a problem with the motors themselves and with the RC car itself and not the battery. Now the sad thing is that it doesn't even work on dirt, as I said before, as you can see from the script right here, and it will barely move since obviously here there is a lot of dirt. Now obviously this is supposed to be a buggy which should have the back suspension, as I said before, not that stiff, and that is because it is not even relying on the suspension itself, but it is basically connected with the plastic, so the suspension is only there for minor bumps. Now this is obviously very sad to see, and as I said before, here it is compared to the other RC car that I reviewed, and basically the other RC car is a lot better at these, since it does actually rely on the suspension itself and it is not connected directly to the plastic. So obviously this is a very big setback for this RC car. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. If you still wish to check out the Amazon page for this product itself, I will leave a link down in the description, so if you want you can click on there to take you directly to the page. This was CoolFox and I'm out. Peace.